Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV. This is Football United Airways. Please fasten your seatbelts, put your tray up into the right location, and sit back, relax. The snack bar will be coming round soon. Exits are nowhere. You can't leave the airplane, okay? You must. When I go mute, okay, that will happen sometimes. I'm here today with Omondi Juma from the Man United Agenda. Mate, how are you doing?
I'm good, Matt. How are you? How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Obviously, some sad news today. Big shouts out to Marley there.
Marley, we're thinking about you, bro.
We are, mate. Hope you're doing well, mate. Okay, keep strong for everybody, man. We're staying strong for you, bro.
That's right.
So you know what? We are going to talk today about your experiences on Monday, because we were talking about this, I think, a few weeks ago, weren't we? I think you brought it up in a discussion about your time out in Auckland,
Yes.
coaching. And I was very interested to hear your thoughts on your time out there and why you did it. And start off, mate. Tell us from the beginning, mate. What happened? How did you manage to get out there? And
All right, I don't think I've ever told this story, but like it's life changing for me, and I want to tell it. When you said, "Oh, come and talk about it more," I hardly ever talk about it, you know. But I thought to myself, yeah, this could be inspiring, because it is to me. I never realised how much impact it had on my life and the person I am today. So let me set the scene for you. I've always been quite a good sports person, you know. I've always been tall, fast, strong as a kid. I was like 100-meter champion, athletics. I was a great footballer when I was a kid. Played for district, county. I had trials for clubs, you know, that kind of thing. But then I sort of I lost my way a bit as a teenager, as you do. A lot of people lose their way. People don't have that backing. My dad wasn't around so much. Sort of, I'm not making excuses, but if you were pushed or you know. But when your head's turned by other things, you just get distracted. So I ended up being a bum. Got expelled from school. I got expelled from college, just for messing around. I started smoking and doing really bad, stupid things. So I look back now, really silly things. When you're young and healthy in your vessel, you shouldn't do that. So I got kicked out of home when I was about 16. I had to I went to live with my dad for a bit. He really disciplined me and got me in shape. I got myself into work, and I was working by the time I was 17, 18. I've been doing the same work ever since. I've always worked with inside social services, that sort of thing, you know, and built myself up like that. No experience or anything like that. Just got myself, blagged it, got myself in, and it's like a job for life, because there's always people in need. So I gave up football, and I was a really promising footballer. You ask anyone, any of my friends, whatever, I was a promising footballer back in the day. And then I just let it go. And then I had growing pains as well. I was growing up real fast. I'm 6'5", and so I had shot up, and I wasn't strong. Couldn't get the balance anymore, you know. And my football ability was just, I couldn't my touch. Everything just gone, you know. So from being a good prospect, suddenly this growth spurt. I was sort of like a Peter Crouch, you know, back then, and look at, you know. And he went to my school. He actually went to my school. He's a lot younger than me, but he went to my school, Peter Crouch. Oh, okay. Must be something in the air and in the water. Sorry. So anyway, so I started working. I'm doing shift. And then I realized I'm out in the big wide world, working with all these professionals and everything else, having to keep my shit together. But I was burning the candle at both ends, as young people do. I was smoking, I was drinking, I was doing a little bit of drugs, dabbling a bit of drugs in there as well. I was living out. Me and my friend rented a flat together, and we were like, everyone was coming round there all the time, so it was complete night after night. People were getting on it. We were DJing as well, you know. I love my music. I've got a huge record collection, so that was the lifestyle I was living. I wasn't playing football at all. I still loved the game, but I wasn't playing it, and I missed it, you know. I'm still, because that's your social life. When I was a kid, we used to go on tournaments away and being around the boys, you know. Most of my friends is from football. So anyway, I get to about 20.
There is an age, isn't there, I guess, on Monday when you kind of, everybody else stops doing it and you like sort of follow that.
Yeah. Exactly. If you want to take it, so like I played with some good footballers who went and made it pro and everything else. And I think, how do you make it pro? You know, yeah. I'm better than you. You know, that's what it was. And it's not like that story, I should have made it. I know my limitations. I wasn't good enough back then because I didn't have the ability. I wasn't coached enough. I wasn't, doing the training and everything else. I let myself go. So anyway, I'm working. I start, you go through depression because you're burning the candle at both ends. And I don't call it depression. It's just like the world is funky. You can't live that lifestyle. So I get to I think I was about 26, 27 now. This is a big gap. I haven't played any really football, anything like that. But I've got a brain for it. I know football from young, I think. So anyway, I'm working. I'm burning myself out. I was getting like, oh my God, I can't take this. And then an opportunity came along. I was working up in sort of like a home for like learning difficulties thing. It's just, I wasn't happy, and I was with a girlfriend as well, and I just weren't happy. And then this opportunity came up. My mechanic, an old West Indian guy, he said to me, Zach, man, he come to me one day and said, Zach, my friend Mick, so he knew this guy called Mickey Byrne. He just passed away a couple of years ago. He was a gangster over here in Ladbroke Grove and all that. A football coach as well, managed Southall and a few other things, got to the FA Cup, or in the circles like Mickey Byrne, like that sort of thing. He said, if Mickey Byrne's looking for centre-backs in New Zealand, he's over there, he wants some centre-backs. He said, you play, don't you? And I said, I haven't played for years. And I said, but I thought, I need to get out of this. This is an opportunity. So I said, all right, what's going on? So in the space of a month, I'm going to cut it short, but in the space of a month, I got the money together, the flight money, everything else, and just gave up everything, my flat, my friends, my job, my girl. I didn't really give her up, but I was going out there and just took the opportunity to go. I was going there, haven't played football, like semi-pro for years, haven't played at a level for years, like maybe coming up to a decade, smoking cannabis, smoking cigarettes as well, completely unfit. And I thought, let me just try this thing. And that's the best thing I ever done in my life. Jumped on a plane, went to Japan, went to New Zealand, turned up New Zealand, hoping to meet someone at the airport, thing, which I did. And that's how I got to New Zealand. Just blind, winging it, just literally the other side of the world, just like that. And so in the space of a month, I'm like this, bloody working and everything else really down. And next thing you know, I'm turned up as, I'm the new footballer in town, but I haven't played football for years, But I've got a big, I'm tall, I look like I probably pass like that. But what I did, just to go back, rewind a little bit, what I did before I left, I got a couple of good friends who were playing. And one of my friends, Tony Redding, he was like captain of Wimbledon. He was the first captain of AFC Wimbledon when they first started up again. When Wimbledon, the old Wimbledon crazy boys, they set up again. So when they set up again, he was the first captain for them, Tony Redding. So me and him good friends. And I just said, I'm going out to New Zealand. He's like, got any advice? He's like, all right, brilliant. And then I spoke to my friend Davis, who's flipping one of the best footballers I've ever played with, good friend of mine. We grew up together. He's on the Man United agenda sometimes. I brought him on a few times, and he's like, just around these ways, he's just a baller, proper great player, strong, raw, talented. He could have gone for Tottenham, but he was playing for his club. But he was playing for Hendon, and Hendon blocked it. His opportunity to go to Tottenham. That's how good he was, So I spoke to him. He's like, what? He said, go on, man, go on, because we used to play together. So when I got there, it was like I was still in touch with them. And then it got to the point where Tony was just had a baby. He said, I'm going to come over to you. So they were looking for players in Auckland. So they said, he's going to come over too. So I ended up bringing Tony and Davis eventually. So just me, I came first. I was there for a month first. And then Tony and David, who were playing properly, came over with me. So that's how we arrived. That's how it all happened. So we're Englishmen in New Zealand, other side of the world, to play football. And me, I'm winging it. I'm basically winging it. So that's how it happened.
That's so exciting. I mean, Omondi, like you said, like the circumstances you were in and how it happened, just sort of over conversation, and you sort of changed your mind and went, you know what, I can do something with my life like here, and I can change the scenery and the day-to-day same routines, and I can just hop on a plane to Japan / Auckland, and that's heroic, mate, isn't it? And very brave to do. I mean, a lot of people
on my own as well, right. So so basically what happened is I reached there now, meet Mickey Byrne. He's the English guy from here, the gangster, thinks he's a gangster. He took a liking to me. He really did. He was like proper gangster. He's like, oh, one of these guy, oh yeah, I know Jamaican songs. I know a few bit of reggae. I used to do that. And he knows everyone. He's like, oh, do you know Delroy or from Harlesden? Or, and my family big in Harlesden. So it's like, he took a like to me. He used to show me off and everything else. And he was living large out there because he's a blagger. He was a blagger. So I watched him for a few weeks. And the first week we went down, so we arrived in Auckland. There's Auckland, North Island, that's the whole North Island, that's capital. And then there's South Island, which is across the sea. So we drove about 8 hours down to an army camp for the pre-season training. I'm a smoker. I was a dosser, basically, as Tyson Fury would say. Got this training camp and I had to wing it. With football, everyone knows who you play for, who this guy is. I was blagging it. Yeah, I play semi-pro, done blagging it just to get by. So, but in my mind, I had to I'm on my own and I'm surrounded by people who they weren't very nice to me, to be honest. They weren't really warm or anything welcoming. And so I'm playing their top level. I'm training with their Premiership top league, players. So we've gone down south, army camp, training hard. I'm like, I don't know how I got by, but that was like life change for me to get that fitness. It wasn't fit enough, but I'm smart enough. And for what I remember from playing ball, I had to wing it. So we're playing top games out there against top clubs, pre-season games, all that kind of thing. And I was getting man of the match. Got 2 man of the match performances because I'm big. Because it's the English mentality. They're like football, they don't know about being rough and tough and thing. So I was playing man of the match performances, just playing out my skin. Yeah. Stringing up, man. Like, what? And winning headers and coming through people. And think as a centre back, we played in the free. But for me, it was so easy because the football they played was like on the ground, And it's all puff, passing to feet. It's positional. So I'm picking up everything. I'm just observing everything, acting like I know it all, So then Davis, my friend Davis, Tony came over, the AFC captain with his wife and his child. And then we got a house, everything else. And we were just settling down. And then it got to the start of the season. And by this point, I'm training every day. So imagine being full-time pro, stop smoking, train every day. And then we had the first game of the season, and I was on the bench and Tony started and everything else. Because I think they could realise now he's blagging it a bit or, thing. So Davis gets off the plane that same day. My friend Davis turns up. And this is, imagine their Premiership, and turns up and he scores 6 goals in the first game. They won that 9-3. He comes on, scores 6 goals in the first game. Amazing.
Where is this on Monday? Is this like in an actual
in Auckland? They're in New Zealand League.
All right, so
their top league.
Was it
North Shore? It's a place called North Shore. We play for North Shore United. North Shore is like a posh suburb of Auckland, across the river, across the big bridge, and all that North Shore area is very like posh, nice, thing, And so we play for North Shore United, and it's all around the country you play. So Davis turns up, scores 6 goals in the first game, and that's like, oh my god. So he's playing striker, midfield. He's just a top player. So at this point, we're training, and then they're getting players in. So they used to get like Asian players, the Chilean internationals, and this is what I was saying about. There's a lot of Papua New Guinea internationals out there, Samoans. Solomon Islands, all these Fijians, so all these international players, and I'm training them every day, and I'm competing with them. I'll be honest, apart from the fitness, if they said do a circuit run, do like a 5-mile run, I'll be at the back. But I'm telling you this now, I was the quickest, the fastest. Imagine I'm the fastest man there. Sprint, burnt all these sprint drills. I'm the best. No one beat me for pace. And now at this point, I've got my friend Davis there and Tony there, and my confidence is getting lifted. I'm saying I can do this. So in training, I can match these guys. There's a guy called Lee Kenyon playing there. A couple of British guys come over to stay to live over there. Lee Kenyon played with Cantona at Manchester United. He was a youth player at Man United. So I'm thinking, right, you're good then. But he wasn't better than Davis. He wasn't better, And in training and thing, or we used to have games, 11-11 sort of games. He's good, but you say to yourself, and my mindset was, you're not better than me, bruv. That's my mindset, and that's the confidence you get. So, to be honest, I never really succeeded as a footballer out there, but I learned so much. So it got to the point, I was such a big personality. They asked me to be a coach and set up a coaching academy. Because imagine, I'm blagging. You don't understand. I'm blagging. Yeah, everything, yeah, and they think this guy knows everything. So I'm blagging it so much. They asked me to set up a coaching academy for the whole of the North Shore region, going into schools and coaching them with my style, with my personality, and everything else. I'm completely blagging it, and that's what I did. So I set up this coaching academy while Davis and Tony were focused really on the football side of things. And I continued. I trained every day with the guys, but I realised I wasn't going to get into the team. They didn't. I think they could tell. I thought I was good enough. Davis thought I was good enough, but it got to the point where it's like Mickey's like, nah. You know, it's not going to happen. You know, and I was playing for the reserves and everything else. So I'm not going to sit here and lie. I didn't really get into the team. I played preseason games, played reserve games, trained with them every day, everything else. But I never really made it played their top level football. Even though I know for a fact none of them could do me nothing. You know, training, get off, mashing them up. But anyway. So I focused on the coaching academy side of things. And this is me with no experience, anything else, but blagging it. Set up the coaching academy, confidence, so I could get a room of people, parents, everything else. And we were going into schools. They were top private schools, girls' schools. They gave me a car. I had a flat with my own jacuzzi, wooden decking around the outside. I was living like a king, you know. Money, I was getting paid big bucks, you know, everything else. So just from blagging it, it's what I'm saying, guys. Football abroad is so easy, you know. But the thing is, I put the work in, Matt. I really studied how to drills, how to coach, I was doing everything. This is before internet days. I know it's 2003, but there wasn't much thing to go on. So I had to go get books and read. I used to talk, taking as much information as I could, you know, and to get to understand what I was doing, to make sure I was doing it right, because I was on a run. I was on a roll. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I set up this big coaching academy across the whole of the North Shore. We covered everything from Davenport down the bottom all the way up to the top of the North Shore. It's a big region, massive region. And I was living up, man. Like I said, I had a flat, car, everything else. And we were living like kings out there. Imagine, we were living like footballers do. Girls, oh my God. I'm not going to, this is, a lot of stuff is X-rated, but I'm a bit ashamed of myself. I remember walking around Auckland City on Queen Street, this big main high street, like Oxford Street, you know? And I'm saying to Davis, you know, like King of New York, the film with Christopher Walken. I'm saying, Davis, I'm the King of Auckland, bruv. I'm going to do this, and this. And the thing, I was known in all the clubs, the nightlife out there. I was running things. I was a big person, you know. I mean, just blagging everything else. And as a footballer with footballers, we were on TV. They televised games, interviews. I was interviewed once out there in the pre-season, like, I'm from England, blah, 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 all this kind of thing. So it's like proper. And you're thinking, this is proper Premier League. The equivalent is Premier League in England. So I would say to anyone, this is me without any real 10 years without football, smoking dossa, all this kind of thing. I went out there and I was that close from really playing out there. To this day, my friend Tony still lives out there. He has never left because of opportunities. To be honest, it got a bit sour because they're a bit racist out there, to be honest. A bit old, you know, it's like England's 30, 40 years ago. Tony, he's still there. He's never come home. He's got family out there, and he was the coach. He ended up being the coach of the New Zealand women's football team, and working for FIFA. From that, do you understand what I'm saying? We were involved with FIFA delegates because we're a big club, you know, all this kind of thing. We used to meet people, go around, talk, and we were like the big stars because we were like England internationals. They had Chile internationals, all the Papua New Guinea, Fiji, all these people there, and there was South Korean players in the league as well. Technically good, you know, that kind of thing.
It was very diverse then. Like you had people coming from all over the world to come and do the coaching. So that's pretty cool. I think that's amazing to see that other people had the same intentions as you did in different places around the world.
Yeah. But a lot of people, the thing is, I went in to play. My thing was I wanted to play. I wanted to go and prove that I could play. And I still think I know I can play. I've become a much better player from that experience as a footballer. I've realised it's easy. And I'd say to anyone out there, if you get a bit of fitness and understand the game and understand the dynamics behind football, how it works, what the characters are like, how to get in, that sort of thing, the hierarchy of football as well, you can blag it. So as much as we had all these international players playing in this league and for our club, they looked up to the English players more than anyone else. And
This is where
so
it came from, right?
yeah, you had to take advantage of that. So English players were seen as like most vocal, most leaders. Thing. Like, I remember I used to mark this guy, this Chilean international. Was it Andre Silva? He played. He had a couple caps for Chile, so he's a real technical. He reminded me of Marcelo Salas. I used to mark him in training and all that kind of thing. Nothing, bruv. Come, clap him. Come through him, you know. But I'm thinking, rah, you're an international, and I ain't no one. But you ain't. But because of my mindset, you ain't nothing to me, and that's the mindset I had with him. Or anything. So I think, yeah, come, bring it. You want to run me? Come run me. I'm Des Walker. You know, you can't beat me. You know, so that's the thing. It's a positive mindset. Running a whole coaching academy, living like a king, speaking to adults and everything else. When I was in England, I was smoking weed, couldn't even get out of the house sometimes. Suddenly I'm this big personality, everything else. And it wasn't faking it. In the end, it became me. You understand what I'm saying? It became me. And I realized football is such a simple game when you break it down. Formation, strategy, where people should be positioned. I mastered it. I thought, where should people be? So I used to sit on the bench. I was like the assistant coach for the first team with Mickey because he loved me so much. I'd be there on the bench with him, and we'd be talking about things. Oh no, he's got to be here, you know. And that's I'm very vocal, everything, you know. And being the coach as well, I mean, the coach academy, doing the kids and the girls were fantastic. Actually, let me just say this quickly: girls, when you teach girls football, they don't try and do anything extra. They do what you're told. And these girls playing out there, they were fantastic. Some of the best footballers, like technically, I've seen because they learn how it's told. Boys be like, let me try this or do get too excited. Girls will do it properly. And we had a champion girls team that we coached during the week. So I'm still in touch with some of these girls, you know, who were great players. And then we didn't. I think we came third or fourth in the league in the Premiership League, the top league. But Davis was fantastic. He was a superstar out there, my friend Davis. He was probably the best player in the league, in my opinion. And this is out everybody, you know. This is a guy who's come back and still plays pro now. He's still playing. We're 45. We're both 45 now, and he's still playing. He's turned vegan, and he still plays at a high level now, you know. And so it's just like what I'm saying, mate. There's opportunities out there for young people. Don't think, because I think in England it's such a football's so big over here. Sometimes you've got to go out somewhere else and realize how good you can be. So you don't sit here and think, because you end up playing Tuesday midweek, and Saturday if you're playing semi-pro, so you get favoritism. You don't get in. Who do you know? All this kind of thing. There's a lot of talent out there that doesn't get used. So go abroad. If you get the opportunity, go abroad and seize it and make the most opportunity of your talents. Because trust me, you can do so much out there. And then people say, you come back and you got a CV saying, yeah, I played at this club. So when we came back, for example, a year later, Davis went to Woking. He went to play straight for Woking, like over they were in a conference, I think, or just on the cusp of the third division. And then he ended up at Yedding Football Club, who ended up, they had a local team. And he said, Zach, come down. He kept saying, Zach, come down. You'll get in, bruv. You'll get in, trust me. And I never took him up on it. And then I'm watching these guys, and some of these guys who were playing for Yedding, I felt that I could, centre-backs, because they used to play three at the back. I'm thinking to myself, I used to go and watch sometimes. There's a guy called Nevin something. I'm thinking, I'm betting him. And Dave said, just come. But by the point I've come back to England, I had to work, I wasn't, I didn't commit. But they ended up playing Newcastle, televised on BBC, in the fourth round of the FA Cup the year later. So if I would have persisted with that, I could have, and I know I could have. DJ Campbell was in the side. So I don't know if you remember him. He went to Brentford and went to Birmingham. DJ Campbell played in the Premiership.
Possibly.
He's local.
Rings a bell.
Yeah, people know him. DJ Campbell, little mixed race, short guy, striker. So he was in this Yedding team. Davis in there. It's a lot of local guys. Leon Woodruff, real talented team. And I felt at that time when I came back from New Zealand, if I would have taken Davis up on his offense, Davis saying, "Come, you get in." And I really, I should have gone, and I would have been on TV, and I would have played, and I probably would have had a much better thing. But it's like opportunity knocks. People, I think it's so important for young players out there. I always say to them, don't waste your time here, man. Go to Iceland, go to Malta, there's opportunities out there. And you'll realize how good you are. There's a young guy I know called Kevin. We played Sunday League maybe 5-6 years, maybe longer, like 10 years ago. And to me, I was like, Kevin, he's not all that, you know. He couldn't do that. You know, he's just like, good, he's all right. You know, but Kevin, he controls, bit this. You're never going to make it. That's in my eyes. You're never going to make it over here. Now he's in Dubai playing and training professionally every day. And he's living a life out there as a footballer, playing football. So I think what it is, when you're full on football. So my life in New Zealand was wake up, training, do little drills at home, go coach, you know, some kids, go to a school, coach, have your coaching schedule, go training with the club, you know, go to play a match in the evening. This is full-time professional, full on. And then you have to blend in. You know, do you understand what I'm saying? You have to blend in and make it. So for me, I was a success in my own eyes, because coming from nothing and then realizing, you know, I'm on the cusp of playing properly here, you know. And I never really pushed myself completely when I came back. But now I'm a better footballer now than I've ever been, and I'm 45. And I don't have to run. But up here, bruv, I know. And I know people think I'm boastful and everything else, but I'm super confident, Matt, in what I believe in, because I've experienced it. I know what I'm talking about. I can break down a game of football or where people are supposed to be positioned. I can coach top guys. I know. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm confident enough to talk about it. And I always say to my brother, for example, you got to speak with conviction when you're playing. Otherwise, people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. So if I'm playing with people know me. It's like I'm saying, no, you stand there, you're here. I'm organized constantly because I know what I'm doing, you know? And it's not bragging or boasting, but if you know, you know. You've got to be confident about what you're talking about. So when it comes to, I've learned so much about the football, the game, and I would advise anyone, it's learn football. It's easy. I don't have no badges or anything like that, but some of these guys I see with badges, it's like, come on, man. You don't really know much, to be honest. You know, exactly. You have to experience things, you know. But
and I think that's the most important thing, isn't it, about this vlog is, of course, we'll talk a little bit about how you think football is doing in New Zealand from anything you've heard at all from friends or whatever. But it's important, I think, what you were saying, Omondi, is the fact that people should just go out and give it a go. It is about the gift of gab sometimes. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, and then you'll learn everything from that if you get into the right position.
And believing in yourself.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, Omondi, isn't it? People get in because they bump into the right person and they take the opportunity. A lot of people just go for jobs that don't even have qualifications. They'll go for the job, they'll get it, and then they'll go, bloody hell, I'm in this job. It's paying.
They learn on the job.
What I'm doing, but I'm sure I'll pick it up. And suddenly they've got like this amazing job with lots of money, and they're able to do what they want to do. And
so with the soccer at the time, so I know it's all changed now. So when I was there was the New Zealand League, and there was, oh God, I'm trying to think. They were called, and there was one team that represented the whole of. So there's New Zealand League. And there's one team that what are they called? Oh my God, Kings, who were playing at that point. The setup was they were playing against Australian sides. So Australia were more advanced. They had their own league and everything. But one side for Auckland was playing the Australian League.
They still do, right?
Kings. So Davis got an opportunity to play, but we came home because we didn't like the country. And we miss our culture here, you know. We just lost out there. So this one side from New Zealand was playing in the Australian League, and the rest of it was like the main league. And then there was one side playing thing, you know, so they could travel over to Australia and play like that. So that's how the league was set up. So it was more based in Australia. But since I've left and football, trust me, because it's so nice, such a nice climate out there, everyone was playing football. Kids all the way up. It's like outside. You go out on a weekend, there's all football. Everyone's playing football. So it was open up. It was an opportunity to really seize it and take advantage. Like my friend who ended up working for FIFA and coaching the women's side, because we took advantage of it was a growing thing at the time. So there was other people out there taking advantage as well. So now, since then, you've seen like New Zealand soccer team. They were playing in Confederation Cup. There's a guy called Chad Coombs who was in our team, North Shore. He scored in one of the games. against Iraq or one of these sides in the Confederation Cup. This is like 12, 14, maybe 15 years ago. And I'm really pleased with him because he's a great character, funny guy. He's like an English guy, but he's a Kiwi. And the football's really advanced. You've seen the women's as well. Women's New Zealand team have really grown. And because they're playing in a region where they don't really get much competition, because their competition, they're playing against Fiji, Solomon Islands, all this kind of thing. They're whooping these teams, and then they're coming up against real teams who like real hard and a bit more know-how and getting beat. So they're a bit stuck and isolated down there. And I know recently...
wasn't it New Zealand that did quite well for their first time in the World Cup? Was it in Brazil? Was it
South Africa? Maybe I can't. Maybe it's South Africa. Don't quote me on it. I don't really follow or anything. I can't even remember. I know they did get. They've definitely been playing in the Confederations Cup. They've been playing in that, and that's where I've watched Chad Coombs, my friend from New Zealand, play out there for New Zealand. Did they get to the World Cup? I can't remember. But if they did, they didn't do too well. I know that for sure. But that's the thing. When you step up the standard, if you're playing against these top sides all the time, you, like I'm saying, if I'm in New Zealand and blagging it and playing around it, you just adapt. So when you're playing weak teams in that region, and then suddenly you have to play someone good, that's why it's hard for them to qualify, because they're not competitively playing at that level all the time. So same with Australia. Australia's done well there. They've got a lot of talent. They've got a lot of Croatians living there, Greeks, a lot of Greeks living there, and they love their football, don't they? So you've seen Australian football rise, and you've seen some talented Australians come over to Europe, you know.
The league out in Australia is actually growing rapidly. I know a lot of people kind of like always tell me it's not. I'm like, it really
is. Yeah. It's blown up out there. I mean, Heskey was there, Fowler was there. I think Del Piero was there at one point.
I think I'm reading today. What was his name? Sturridge for Liverpool's out there.
Yeah, Sturridge has just gone out there. He signed a contract with Perth, I think. No, it wasn't. Someone would know. But some top players going there. But this is towards the end of the career. But it's top league. There was a guy, an Asian guy, ended up at Bayern Munich. Singh, I think his name's Singh. I saw that a few years ago. I followed him for a bit. And obviously, Tim Cahill, he came over from there. Who was the goalkeeper from
Man United?
Belgium. No, from Belgium. He went from Belgium to Brighton. He was at Brighton recently. I forget his name now. Australian guy.
We had one, though, at Man United, didn't we?
Bosnich. Yeah. But I think that was way before. That was before my time. Yeah. But there is, there's talent out there, but they're not, they haven't got the edge. They haven't got the leagues out here like we have out here. They haven't got it's not that there's a different level, but they're slowly getting up there. The more they play, like I know, for example, with Australia in the World Cup qualifiers, they have to go and play the third or fourth place team in the South American league. I know Australia played against Uruguay a couple of times to qualify, and they have to play against Asia's third or fourth place team, which is up in the level. And the first couple of times they didn't qualify, but then they'd be matching these teams, playing against the best in Asia. So they don't play Australia now. I don't think they play in the region. They play against Asian teams instead to up the level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So whereas before they used to play Solomon Islands, New Zealand, all these teams and whoop them, now they're playing consistently against Japan, South Korea, Iran, all these Middle Eastern and Asian countries, so that's why they're competing a lot higher at a high level now. So we're hopefully, I don't think it's really going to blow up like you were saying, unless you have a world league or you interact with these Asian leagues maybe. But there's so much talent out there. They love the game. Everything's outdoors in New Zealand. Everything's outdoors in Australia. So there's so much opportunity to really blow up. And it's a nice lifestyle out there as well. It's a really nice place to live if you want to raise children like my friend did. He went there with one child. I think his baby was 1 or something when we went there. And now he must be, 20? And he's had 3 or 4 kids since then and never left, never come home. Imagine that. So it tells you everything you need to know.
If you think you're going out there just for a year, you're not. You could be there for life, all right?
Exactly. It's easily done, because it's about opportunity, isn't it? And seizing the day and really being confident about what you do. And I think for me, it's like I'm so grateful to have that. For me to be brave enough and bold enough the way I was feeling at the time, this is when I was young in my 20s, to take that opportunity and go. And I've come back and I'm refreshed and new, and I was healthy, happy, and I didn't have no worries out there. Nothing bothered me, in London, it's like a depression. It's like you're suppressed. There's this, you can't see it, but if you could see it, it would be boom in your face every day. Yeah, it's like that. And you feel it. As soon as you come back, oh man.
Have you ever seen Star Wars? When they're in that little swampy room and the balls are frozen in, and they're like, see us.
Yes, yeah. And you're like, that's exactly. That's how it is. So I just say, Matt, I mean, no matter what, there's a lot of talent over here, wasted, and we don't get to see the best. There's a lot of politics over here why people don't make it. If you've got a bit of ability and you're not getting anywhere here, or you're sitting on the bench for some sort of semi-pro side or something, look for opportunities abroad. I'm not saying go New Zealand or anywhere, but look for opportunities. There's always places to go where you can harness your skills, be humble, and live full-time football. A lot of these guys are working part-time jobs or working and playing football and doing. It's not when you're doing it full-time. That's you become what you train for,
Yeah, agree. Monday, I'm just going to read out some of these comments. I know you might want to answer a couple as well before we wrap up. Talk MU, big up. Muncie Talks,
yes, Muncie, yes, Talk MU, yes, Rich Sports, big up people.
Where is everyone? Yeah, they've been in and out. Shake it.
There's a launch of another channel today at this time.
COP, yes,
yeah, COP TV. That's where they are. That way, you can watch this later.
Yeah, this can be watched for life. This is the whole point of this show.
Exactly.
Big up, Anthony Herbert. I seen a pic of Omondi with his gloves on. I'm just waiting for that fight between him and Tyson Fury. Omondi is favourite to win. Yeah, I believe you. I see your picture, man. You look like you the only one that could take him on. I think Fury.
Look, set it up, guys. Set it up. I might be old, but I've got the brain. I used to box. I love boxing. My dad was a heavyweight boxer. I used to box, and sometimes I think when I watch boxing, analyze it. I think if I got fit, not anymore, but if I got fit, I could do something. But Tyson Fury, that's too much for me. He's too big, too skilled as well. There's a lot of guys out there. You think, wow, if you train properly, you might have an opportunity, But as I say, you got to think big. I am back in training, guys. Check me out on TikTok. You'll see I've released a video today. The reason I've done the boxing video, photos or promos because I've done a boxing show the other day, podcast. But I'm back in training as well. Got the buzz back. I'm going to get myself fit. I'm going to do a 5K run soon. This is from me. I'm not feeling fit great at the moment. And I'm going to do a half marathon next year. And boxing is the best sport for getting fit. So I'm going to start training. My friend Robert Lloyd Taylor, prize fighter winner, former boxer. I'm going to go and look for him and train with him. He's got a ring in his back garden and trains pros as well. So I love boxing. I'm quite involved with it. And I want to get myself back in that sort of shape. Go and look at my shape 5 years ago, guys. And that's when you would have said, "Wow, this guy maybe," Go and look. Honestly, I'm not boasting up, but go 5 years ago, I was in shape, like everything, But I'm going to get it back. I'll get it back.
You will indeed, mate. I know you will. It's all about that, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Matt and Omondi. How you doing,
Static's
mate?
Cool, man. Static's cool. Talk MU, my man.
I think Wellington FC won the league in New Zealand.
Okay, they're down there. That's in the South Island.
Any good? Like, they're quite a big team these days?
Well, this has all changed. So all these teams they had different names back then. But Wellington obviously is in the South Island, and it's a different. So you have to travel or fly there, or get, because they're separated. So, but I think the North Island was more advanced. South was like North. North Island was like the South in England, and the South Island there was like the North, a bit like backwards, that kind of thing. But well done, Perth Glory. Yeah, that's the team. Yeah, I did say that actually. Yeah.
Maybe to finish off with this question from Anthony as well, because you might be able to brief him on it. And after that, Omondi, if you can give us like one final speech of why you think people should just take the risk sometimes, go out and do something. So yeah, let's answer this one then. Don't you have to have a trade to live in New Zealand?
Yeah. So I was sponsored for me to go out there. I was sponsored because I was going to play professional football. Apparently, they sponsored me to go out there. You had to have someone, sort of Mickey Byrne. This is what I'm saying about this gangster guy, Mickey. Oh yeah, I can swing it. He's proper. Rest in peace. He was a proper character, man. Bit like Martin Allen, bit like Neil Warnock. That sort of geezer, you know. But he was a gangster. He used to be a gangster. So he swung it for me. I got a work permit or something where they signed to say that I was there to do whatever. I can't remember the details, but I had to get something done. And because he's like, he knows a man, that's how it was done for me. But I imagine, now, that's why I wouldn't even, the way they're getting on in Australia and New Zealand is like a prison in there. You can't even get in, you can't even get out. That's how it is. So I advise you to go somewhere else at the moment. But yeah, you do have to have a trade to do that in New Zealand. So my trade was there. I was going to play football, professional football, apparently.
Right, got you. Anthony Herbert says, I've seen the pig of Omondi and what he's on about. So, Omondi, just, I mean, a final thought for people watching, and like we said, like wanted to know like whether to actually take that step toward a journey that and the places you don't know that you really want to get to. It's worth it, isn't it?
Look, guys, if you're sporty, sport is entertainment, isn't it? It's a hobby, it's something we enjoy, it's healthy, it keeps you strong and happy. Who wants to sit in an office and do something? You've got a bit of talent, any sort of, even a minute bit of talent, and you think you're not getting opportunity out here. Look abroad. There's so many opportunities out there. And the thing is, when you're coming from some place like England, people look up to you. I know it seems a bit like, uppity, but people do look up to you. They think, oh, you're from England, you play football in England. Everyone knows football in England, you know? So whether it's football, whatever sport you want to do, look, don't just like keep your don't keep isolated in England. Look broad. Come out of your shell. Come out of the box, basically. Come out of the box and go somewhere else. Be bold. Be bold. And I'm saying that with conviction now because it happened to me and it turned my whole life around. I'm so confident now. I believe in myself. Anything I can achieve, that sort of thing. Because I think, wow, how can I go from smoking and doing all that and suddenly go to an army camp and train and be on the cusp of playing in this team? You know, it's only when someone realised I was blagging or whatever, that's how he's blagging or whatever. But I would have got in otherwise, I imagine, you know? So seize it, guys. Don't waste your time here because there's too much politics, too much BS that goes on, especially with football. Talent, take it abroad. Go to Dubai, go to the Middle East. Middle East is blowing up right now. They'd love to have players like you if you're talented out there, you know? You'll bring something to their game. You know, they might be thinking whatever, but don't leave too late because everyone's getting, the levels are going up. So if you want to take advantage and go somewhere, Middle East, I'd say now is a place to go. Go to Scandinavia, for example. Go and play out there. You can get opportunities. I don't know if anyone watches Rising Ballers. They're from Westbourne Park. It's like anyone who doesn't make it, these kids that, you know, don't make it pro clubs or whatever, or get for whatever reason. They have a YouTube channel, they have a team and everything else, and they get these players and get them into clubs. Even some of them even go abroad and make it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there is opportunities. It's just that don't isolate yourself and think, UK, I've got to stay here. Go out there, man. Spread your wings and embrace life because this is what it's all about, you know? And I'm not here to, I am preaching, Matt. Yeah, I will preach. Yeah,
you have to preach it. Otherwise, people won't get it, will they?
I say to my son, I say to anyone else, don't waste your time here. Do something different. Be bold. Be brave, and you make it. Trust me, you will make it. Now, I didn't make it. I didn't make it as a footballer, but I'm now. I think I'm a fantastic coach. I know football inside out. I was winging it to the extreme. You know, I lived a mad life out there. Like, you know, these footballers that get in trouble now with girls and all this kind of. I was living a mad life, like a proper pro footballer, money thing. You know, club life, all this kind of things. Big life. I felt I was a celebrity. You know, but this is what you believe you can be. It's what you can believe you can be. I'm really a humble person, but it's what you can believe you really want to be. So talented. Don't just waste time here. Get out there, guys, and make something of yourself.
Brilliant. Well put there. And everybody listen to what he says, what he's preaching, because he's right to do it. And look, if you really want to take that next step and get out, then go for it. You know what I mean? The world is yours. It's your oyster.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
You're dropping nice lyrics there. Whose world is this? The world is yours.
Yours. Or Scarface, you know, the blimp.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Rap connoisseur, Matt.
And
No,
by the way, thank you for saying spread your wings and fly, because we are Football United Airways, and thank you for choosing us to fly to New Zealand today. Monday, where can everyone find you, sir? And
you can find me. All right, I'm going to go
into
into detail now because I'm pushing limits now. So you can find me on the Man United Agenda. That's my home. I love Man United. That's my team. We've set up a channel there, and we're doing pretty well. And we talk a lot of football. We're going on tonight. We've got a show at 8:00 tonight as well. You can also find me on Instagram and under Omondi Juma, and also Twitter Omondi Juma, and also TikTok. Check out my TikTok. I don't know what it is. I think it's Omondi Juma. Yeah, I think it's Omondi Juma TikTok. But check out my TikTok. I'm always dropping videos. I'm always going live. I don't, it's a good platform there to sort of really push the channel. I'm always promoting the Man United agenda and just talking football and talking about other issues as well, which I get excited about. Like today, I'm all excited because I like to talk about positive stuff and I'm humble, but being positive and pushing people to be their best, get the best, maximize your potential,
Agreed, mate. Thank you so much for coming on and doing that on our show as well, mate. It means a lot. Really does mean a lot.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Matt, big up your channel, man. And big up you, Matt. You are.
You know me. I'm a modest mouse, mate. I'm a modest mouse.
Well, modest, but you're my friend. And I mean that. Trust me, you're my friend, bruv. I know we talk offline, all the kind of thing, music, issues, life, everything else. You're my friend, and you're always welcome to my humble abode. And I want to see you soon so we can do this music business. Yeah.
Yes, Music United TV will.
I haven't forgotten. We got to do that. I'm excited about that.
It's going to be really good, mate. Honestly, you've got to get all this equipment for it, cameras, proper setup, everything.
I'm ready. I am ready. I'm set. My set is there. I'm ready. So when you're ready, let me know.
Big things in the pipeline, everybody. Football United TV, we are. This is Football United Airways. Thank you for tuning in today. Please smash like, subscribe if you can. And please go to the Man United agenda at 8:00 tonight. Because I think you're talking about, is it Harry Maguire?
Yeah, Harry Maguire and like the Newcastle. Have you? I thought you done a Newcastle show the other day, didn't you? Have you?
We did. Yeah, we did last week. Yeah, on Thursday.
Okay, that's massive, isn't it? So Newcastle, they're talking about maybe Martial, Donny van der Beek. It's just rumours in the paper, and it's a good opportunity to get the value because I don't think anyone would have snapped them up prior to that. So yeah, Man United sell them on. If they're not making it, you can get 40, 50 million for some of these players. So yeah. We're going to talk about those sort of issues. And we've got a new guy, Kevin, on as well, Rebel Irishman. I met him from TikTok. He's a top bloke as well. So he knows his stuff about football. And he'll be coming on as well today. So that's his debut.
Check it out, 8:00, everybody. And if you don't, and if you've seen it, it's too late, go check out the Man United agenda also. Any time of the day, you can watch their stuff back. Easy peasy, good stuff. Honestly, best Man United channel there is. And check us out too, Football United TV.
Number one.
Until tomorrow, Football Politics Show, talking more about Newcastle, and then United across the globe on Thursday, talking about the upcoming game in the Premier League. And yeah, until then, see you later, everyone. Have a brilliant rest of your Monday.
Big up, Matt. Love you, bruv. Respect.
You too, bro. Stay safe.